Hola, en esta lección vamos a practicar las palabras también y tampoco. So in Spanish there is an affirmative word también, which means also or too, and its negative equivalent tampoco, which means neither or neither. Let's go ahead and practice them in this video. In the following, Thor is going to make a statement about his mother and then make a statement about his father. In every statement they will agree, either positively or negatively. Figure out what the sentence about his father would be based on what he says about his mother. Keep in mind we can say things many different ways, and también and tampoco might be able to go in different places in the sentence. But if tampoco goes before the verb, there's no before the verb. And if tampoco goes after the verb, we'll still need a no in front of the verb, which will create a double negative.
Mi mamá me quiere.
Okay, so what would he say about his father?
Mi papá me quiere también.
Okay, and you could shorten it and just say mi papá también, because that's easy.
Mi mamá trabaja en la universidad.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
Mi papá trabaja en la universidad también.
Okay, again he could just shorten it and say mi papá también.
Mi mamá vive en una caja en una isla.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
Mi papá vive en una caja en una isla también.
And again he could shorten that.
Mi mamá no es un elefante.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
Mi papá no es un elefante tampoco.
And you could shorten that to say mi papá tampoco, because it's a negative sentence.
Mi mamá no es estudiante en la universidad.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
Mi papá no es estudiante en la universidad tampoco. Mi mamá tiene un hijo que se llama Thor.
And what would he say about his father?
Mi papá tiene un hijo que se llama Thor también. A mi mamá no le gusta ver la televisión.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
A mi papá no le gusta ver la televisión tampoco. Mi mamá no trabaja en un restaurante.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
Mi papá no trabaja en un restaurante tampoco. Mi mamá es una tortuga vieja.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
Mi papá es una tortuga vieja también. A mi mamá le fascina la mitología nórdica.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
A mi papá le fascina la mitología nórdica también. Mi mamá no es joven.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
Mi papá no es joven tampoco. Mi mamá no vive en una casa.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
Mi papá no vive en una casa tampoco. Mi mamá tiene el pelo canoso.
Okay, and what would he say about his father?
Mi papá tiene el pelo canoso también.
Well, that's it for this practice video on también and tampoco. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about this video, or feel free to practice your own sentences using también or tampoco in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for updates on new videos. And if you found this video helpful, you should also check out some of the other videos in this series on affirmative and negative expressions. If you wanted to practice también and tampoco un poco más, click on this video. Or if you wanted to see how we use any of the other affirmative or negative expressions, click on any of these videos. Or if you think you're ready for the test over all the affirmative and negative expressions, click on this video. Gracias por mirar y nos vemos.